Hello everyone, this is Sherry at Soul Conscious Tarot, and this is going to be our What You Need to Know This Week energy read. And this used to be the soul weather forecast, so if you watch those, this is just those kind of changed up in a slightly different way to see if we can help the algorithms a bit, the Google algorithms. So we have coming out here for our energy read this week, and this is on the coattails of the full moon. We had the full moon happen as we were leading into this weekend prior to this reading. We have 24 stuck in the mud, and we have 9 storm fields. This is going to be interesting. So if you haven't watched that full moon and Virgo reading that I did, it was released on Friday. Yeah, Friday. So if you haven't watched that yet, you might want to go see that. That might help set the stage for this reading. I pulled these readings back, kind of back to back, or I pulled that reading first and then this reading following that. So it's kind of on the coattails of that reading. So let's see. Oh yeah, I hope this isn't a rough week for most people, but I really feel like what's coming through is I feel like there's something that we're all as a collective, and it's going to be in, you know, each person, what's coming up for each person during this full moon is really going to be different for each person, because as I indicated in that full moon reading, that full moon is a bit of like a leaky faucet. It's the leaky faucet within us. It's something that's been eating at us, that's bothering us. It was illuminate. It's being, if you were paying attention during the full moon, there's something that came up for you, something that was bothering you, eating at you, that came up at that time. And the full moon was to illuminate and bring your attention to that so that you could change that within your life, so that you can make the changes necessary. It's also helping us show us the way forward to make those changes, or that if we don't have the tools to make those changes, that is showing us the way to make those changes. But it can be difficult because change is difficult. Change is never easy. And so this is really talking to me, or it's telling me this is the struggle with that change, of making that change. This week we might be, because we've now been shown, we've been exposed, that weakness, the flaw, the fly in the ointment, the flaw, the leaky faucet, the one thing within us that needs to change in our lives, that needs to change. It might be something within us, you know, a way we think, a way we do things. It could be lots of things depending on the person that needs to change. And so now we're in that crust, the cusp, sorry, okay, word did not want to come out right. The cusp, we're in that transition of now that we know what the problem is, now that we're aware of it, what the heck are we going to do about it? So this is where we're entering this week, and the energies this week, and this is why we have stuck in the mud and storm fields, because in this emoji card of feeling a little, I'm getting this defeated, and it's because it can be overwhelming. I feel like we're now, it's almost like grieving, not knowing better. I could have fixed this so long ago if I would have known sooner. If I, you know, it's kind of like that little bit of feeling sorry for ourselves that we didn't see it sooner. But it's not your fault. Please don't be hard on yourself, because that's what I'm getting, is this energy of maybe some of us are feeling down, feeling sorry for ourselves, being hard on ourselves for not doing something sooner. And it's okay. You got there when you needed to get there. And if it took this full moon to do it, you know, don't beat yourself up about it. You know, it's showing you so that you can do something about it now. And that's what's important, is to be careful that we don't get in this, you know, get stuck in this energy of maybe beating ourselves up instead of taking action. And so but this is the storm feels, I'm just feeling that this is like just that upheaval, which is not anything. It's the upheaval necessary to push us, propel us, to give us the momentum that we need to hopefully take action, is what I feel. So, because we have the 9 here, and 9s are very individual, it's very independent energy, like very, it can be very action oriented in the sense of it makes us feel like, it gives us the confidence that we need. Usually if you, 9s in the tarot can be very, like, you think the 9 of Pentacles is somebody that is self-sufficient and has a lot of confidence, has all the tools they need to accomplish something. And even with the 9 of Swords, or the 9 of Wands, like the 9 of Wands is talked about as being someone that is tired, weary from the battle. It's a wounded warrior, because it's somebody that keeps fighting and keeps fighting. They keep picking themselves up and trying again. And 9 of Swords is somebody that still is usually trying to deal with things on their own. It's still it's a very individual number, like trying to do things on your own, whether that be from a challenging viewpoint, or from a successful viewpoint. It still is talking about somebody that is doing everything on their own, like self-sufficient kind of energy. And so that I like that this 9 is here, because it's, like I said, I feel it's that momentum that's propelling us, that's giving us the ability to feel like we have the ability to do what needs to be done, to take the action that we need to keep us from getting stuck in potentially getting stuck in the mud. Let's get our tarot here. By the way, this is the Enchanted Map Oracle, and this here is the Seasonal Fox Tarot deck. This has become by far my favorite deck to use. It really is. I love the Seasonal Fox deck. I don't know what it is about it, but I love it. It really speaks to me in a way that the other decks don't. The Lover's card. The 7 of Swords. Interesting. Interesting. The Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles came out for me in that full moon reading. It was actually the first tarot card that came out, and this is where it's interesting to have this transposed, and actually, if you think about current, past, future, this means that this is where we've been in this defensive position where we even 7 of Swords can be a deceptive energy, but it can be, even though it's deceptive, we can be deceiving ourselves. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're being manipulative or deceiving others. Yes, we could be that too, but when we're deceiving ourselves, we're deceiving others too, because we're not being true to ourselves either. So, in a sense, it's like wearing a mask. That's where wearing a mask comes from, because we're being deceptive. We're not being true to ourselves. And because we're not being true to ourselves and to our true nature, therefore we're being deceptive to the world around us, to ourselves and to the world around us. So I feel like this Lover's card, this is getting in touch and getting in love with ourselves. I love that we have a black and a white fox here. This is like, I'm getting this very strong yin and yang energy, a masculine, feminine energy of getting in touch with both the divine masculine and feminine within us, and balancing those out, reconciling them, becoming lovers, and becoming intimate with both the dark and the light sides of yourself as a person. And that's where the storm warning is coming up, because it's like that there's going to be some upheaval, and things that are going to be coming up as you try and reconcile those energies within yourself as you try to bring them into balance. And it's going to, I think that's what's being exposed. It's exposing what is deceptive, what is false, what is not for us in our lives. That's what this deceptive energy is. And then what do we got here? We got, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It wasn't the Page of Pentacles in the full moon reading. It was the Knight of Pentacles. I do apologize for that. I just realized that that was the Knight, not the Page. But the Page precedes that. So this is, this Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is the card of the student. Pages are usually representative of very naive, new energy of someone that is learning something, and this is the energy in which they are learning to do that. And so from a Pentacle standpoint, it's learning to do something or doing something we've never done before from a very practical, stable standpoint. That's that Pentacle. Pentacle's about stability. It's practical, it's pragmatic. And we just had the full moon of Virgo, and Virgo is a very analytical, practical sign. So, that's that practicalness that's coming through, and it's learning to do something in a new way, taking action, but doing so in a practical manner, learning how to do it from a way that will be successful. So that's interesting that that's coming through. So, because it really is where we've maybe been stuck before. There's an area of our lives where that's been that drip, the leaky faucet, the drip within us that we haven't been able to fix, we haven't been able to rectify, we haven't been able to change. This full moon, the full moon that we just had prior to this reading coming out, was to help illuminate and find a way to get out of wherever we've been stuck in our lives, and show us where we're stuck. Not only show us where we're stuck, show us what needs to be changed, but also show us the way in which we can start to move in a practical way to fix or change the situation. It's helping us see the tools that we need. So give me 2 cards on this Lover card, please. Give me 2 cards on this Lover's card. Give me 2 cards on this Lover's card. The Star. I probably should, I don't know. Well, just to be safe. She's kind of covered up, but we'll cover her up more just to be safe. Okay, I know YouTube has gotten where they don't really like anything exposed anymore, so we'll just be err on the side of caution. So we have the Star card. The Star card, that's really talking about hope, having, a desire, a hope to fix something, to change something, to move in a direction. Being optimistic. It's really a feeling of optimism, of encouragement, motivation. And then we have the King of Pentacles. Again, another card of stability, but this is a card of stability at the king level. So what I really feel like, you know what, give me a card on this King of Pentacles. Give me a card on this King of Pentacles, please. The High Priestess. Okay. Yeah, thank you. That helped clarify things for me. So basically what this is saying, that what has been shown to us, what's coming up is this, our intuition, which is, our guidance system. It's our own internal guidance system that helps direct us in the direction that we need to go. Our internal guidance system is letting us know how we can become this King of Pentacles, how we can find the comfort and stability in a very prosperous place in our life, where we can be content, where we can be happy, for each individual person. And of course, that's going to look different for every person, because every person has different hopes, different ideas of what prosperity and what comfort is to them. But it's helping us understand, our intuition is guiding us if we're willing to listen. It's showing us what we need to change or shift to be able to come into harmony and reconcile our feminine, masculine energy, our light and dark sides, our shadow and light sides, to be able to balance those out, to reconcile them. What choices, because the Lover's card is a choice that we need, the choices we need to make to put down this, we'll get to this card, but I feel like to put down this false mask. And this is taking those actions that is being shown to us by the High Priestess here of how do we get to this King of Pentacles? Well, to get to this King, where we got to start? We got to start as a page. We have to start from this page perspective, because we, in order to get to the King of Pentacles, we have to start somewhere, and this is that start. And this star is coming in as the optimism, the motivation to want to do this, to want to take action toward this, to make the changes necessary, is what I'm getting that's coming through here. So let's give me 2 cards on this 7 of Swords, please. Give me 2 cards on the 7 of Swords. Justice, that's that balancing, putting down the mask, balancing, reconciling, getting right with ourselves, within ourselves, coming to terms, being true, being just, being fair to ourselves, doing what's right for us, to become, we talked about that. I talked about that I told you I felt that 9. That 9 was significant. That 9 is civic, to become the beautiful, wonderful 9 of Pentacles is like the lesser arcana of the Empress. It's like truly becoming, this self-sufficient, independent, glowing, beautiful person that we're meant to be, radiating our self-worth, our beauty, our inherent natural beauty with the world, being true to ourselves, putting down the mask, getting rid of the mask, learning what the mask is. I feel like that's what we've been doing. We've been stuck because we've been putting on a mask. We've put on a front, and because we've put on that front, we haven't been true to ourselves. And this is getting real. This is getting real with ourselves, being, really being real with ourselves. And seeing what needs to change, seeing how we need to change our life so that we can be the person that we want to be, not only want to be, should be, need to be, that is going to help us become the person that we eventually, to have the life, the King of Pentacles that we want to live. It's really helping us see that, And it can be difficult to see that because, like I said, you can easily get in that, beating yourself up energy. And I feel like that's the cautionary note that's coming through with that emoji card. The cautionary message that's come through is be cautious at this time, that you don't get stuck feeling sorry for yourself or beating yourself up for something that you didn't realize until now, because honestly, every experience you had up until this point, you had to experience it to lead to this moment. Everything led to this moment. So don't feel bad about yourself, because even in your failures, there's success. Because now you may not have gotten to this point if everything before it didn't precede it. You may not be where you are and be able to see and see what you need to see to make that change that you need to make. So it's okay. It's perfectly okay. However hard your journey was, however long it took you to get here, understand that it all had to happen to lead you to this point so that you can make the change. You can see it now. You can make the change because you're aware of it, and you can build a better life for yourself, one that's more suited to you. The Tower. That doesn't surprise me. That again, it's coming back to that storm fields card. And what I said, you know, I feel like that storm, the tower is the momentum. It's the momentum. It's the facing the reality, facing what has the deception. The deception had to, you have to get rid of the deception if you want the truth. You know, you have to see the deception for what it is, to be able to change it, to not, okay, I have, oh, that's too many. It's meant to come back out. Okay. I said if it's meant to come out and it stuck, it didn't even want to go back in the deck. I knew out of those 3 cards, one would pop out. So we have the 7 of Pentacles, which is investing. Again, a card. Look at all these pentacles on the table. This is investing in your future. You know, this is talking about making the changes necessary to get real with yourself so that you can properly invest in your future from a solid foundation, a place of stability. You know, we have Page of Pentacles, really learning how to invest in yourself properly, honestly, truthfully, laying down the mask, making the choices and decisions that are in line with your intuition that will lead to your prosperity, and that motivation, encouragement to do so. You know, whether that come internally or externally, there's that motivation there to hopefully propel you out of keeping you from being stuck. I feel like this stuck in the mud is where we were. Like, this is where we were. We were stuck in a place in our life. There's something that was keeping us stuck. And this is the, you know, the storm and the tower here are what's showing us how to get unstuck. You know, what needs to shift, what needs to move, what needs to change, what the mask is, what the illusion is, the deception is, how we've been deceiving ourselves, how we've been, you know, playing ourselves essentially, and keeping ourselves from truly being independent, prosperous, abundant, happy, being stable in our lives. You know, what's been holding us back? I really feel like the seven of Swords is representing what has held us back from standing in our truth, who we really are, who we want to be. You know, what would make us happy, what would make us prosperous, what would make us abundant. And now that we see it, now we can invest in it. Now we can learn, we can figure out what we need to do to invest in a future that is going to lead us so that we can learn to move in a way in the world that is going to lead us from a Page of Pentacles to a King of Pentacles. And as long as we keep following our intuition and keep listening to it, it's going to guide us toward what that is. If we keep making choices from a place of intuition, that's going to help guide us on that path toward that future. So that's the message I have this week. It was a pretty big and intense one, which doesn't surprise me since I'm pulling this on the full moon energy. So it doesn't surprise me that this has got a lot that's packed into this message. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got something out of it. I hope you take something away from it. That's my intent. That's why I do it. So I thank you so very much for joining me this week. And I hope that this week uncovers and unveils a lot of things for you to help really improve your life going forward. Thank you for giving me your time, effort, and energy. I appreciate you greatly. I wish you the best. Much harmony and gratitude to you.